Hello, students. I hope you all are doing well and staying safe. My name is Suhaina Ghosh, and on a beautiful topic of types of sentences based on structure, today I'll be teaching you about compound sentences. So let us go ahead and see what this is about. So, yes, what is a compound sentence? A compound sentence has more than one part that can stand alone, which is also called as independent clauses. So now let us see what is independent clauses then. Independent clauses are connected by coordinating conjunctions, conjuncting adverbs, or a semicolon. So let us see how is a compound sentence structured and how the independent clause plays in over here. So the compound sentence with an example, we went to San Jose and most of us danced all night. So let us break down the parts of this sentence and understand which part is acting as what, right? So, okay, we went to San Jose and most of us danced all night. Now, here we would be a subject, most of us would also be a subject, and went would be a verb, dance would also be a verb, right? And to San Jose would be a prepositional phrase, and all night would be a modifying phrase. And the word and that is used is your coordinating junction. And the parts that were in the curly brackets, which is went to San Jose, danced all night, would be a complete predicate. So this is how your compound sentence is structured, and these are the components that it includes, where there will be some subject, like it will be in the first part of the sentence and the second part of the sentence. There'll be verbs used, and there will be phrases which would be used before and after in order to modify the entire sentence and to make sure that it makes sense. And it will be connected with a coordinating junction, and all of those parts together will then end up being a predicate, leaving your subject apart. So let us see some more examples and see how it works. So here, in a compound sentence, you'll usually see that coordinating conjunctions are used, as I mentioned before. So your sentence will something be like subject and predicate and subject and predicate. So let us take an example and understand how it works. So Tom swims and Mary plays tennis. Now here, your first part of the sentence, that is before the and, Tom will be a subject, swims will be a predicate, and then with the use of a coordinating junction, you apply that. And then the second part of the sentence is continued where it says Mary, which is a subject, and plays tennis, which will be a predicate. Now, to remember the coordinating conjunctions that are available, you can use this abbreviation, which I have mentioned here, if you can notice it. It says fanboys, where each word stands for and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. So some of the coordinating conjunctions that are used in a compound sentence would be these words, or as I would like to call it, fanboys, right? So let us see some more examples and understand how it is. This is the one example that we used before. Now here, when I mentioned that there are independent clauses used, what does it actually mean? It means that the sentences or the subjects and predicates that were used before, they can actually stand alone as an own sentence. Now, if I say Tom swims, it will still be a valid statement or a sentence, and you can call it as a simple sentence. Same for Mary plays tennis. Now, if you just say Mary plays tennis, it will still be understood and taken as a proper sentence of its own. It can stand alone on its own. It wouldn't require some other coordinating conjunction or any other part for it to make sense. So, compound sentences usually contain independent clauses, and it is connected together by using a coordinating conjunction or a semicolon, etc. So here, your independent clause would be Tom swims, and your second independent clause would be Mary plays tennis, and it is connected with a coordinating conjunction and. Now there's another one. Not another one actually, but there's a note that you should remember. Whenever you're using coordinating conjunctions in a compound sentence, it is required for you to add a comma before and. So here in the previous sentence, as you can notice, there's a comma, Tom swims, comma, and Mary plays tennis. So it is quite important to remember to use the comma, right? So yeah. Now, as I mentioned before, coordinating conjunctions are used, semicolons are used. Along with that, conjunctive adverbs are also used. I'm very sorry for the mispronunciation. Uh, Along with those, even conjunctive adverbs are also used. So, what are conjunctive adverbs? What are those? So, as you can see on the screen, it says moreover, however, otherwise, and therefore. So these four words that are mentioned on your screen are your conjunctive adverbs, and they are also used in a compound sentence. We shall see some examples and see what they are. So the first sentence is Bob is handsome. Moreover, he is rich. So your Bob is handsome would be your first independent clause. As I mentioned before, it can stand alone for its own sentence. Now, in between, in the yellow color, you can see that a conjunctive adverb is used. And ahead it says, he is rich, which is also your second independent clause as it can stand alone, right? So, again, now here the note would be semicolon before conjunctive adverb and comma after conjunctive adverb is to be used strictly. Okay, so this is that one note that you should remember. It's to use your semicolon before your conjunctive adverb and a comma after your conjunctive adverb. Okay, now conjunctive adverbs are also called as floating adverbs. Why? Why must you wonder it is like that? Because they can be positioned at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end of a clause. And you know what? Your sentence would still make sense and it would still remain the same and the meaning wouldn't change. Like, let's see how. So, the sentence which we used previously, we'll use the same one in order to understand. Bob is handsome, moreover, he is rich. Right? Now, the second sentence Bob is handsome, he is moreover rich. Right? And the last sentence would be Bob is handsome, he is rich, moreover. So, the meaning of your sentence is not changing. Only your conjunctive adverb just keeps floating from the beginning to the middle till the end, right? So, this is why your conjunctive adverbs are also called as floating adverbs. And lastly, semicolons. Semicolons are also used in your compound sentences in order to bring two simple sentences together. So, if the relation between the ideas expressed in the main clauses is very close and obvious without a conjunction, you can separate the clauses with a semicolon. So here you won't have to use your conjunction or an adverb, but you can just use a semicolon and separate the sentences, right? So let us see some examples and understand how it works. So here it says, Tom has benefited from his exercise program. Semicolon, he is slim and energetic. So here there are two standalone independent clauses that are used. But in order for them to connect together to form one complete sentence, a semicolon is used, as you can see here. So that was all with compound sentences for today. I hope you all understood what I had to teach. And as always, I hope you all stay safe and be careful. So that's it from my side. Bye, students.